What's up, everybody? soO-Game here with the cast of the semifinals, a final game between these two players. Up here in the top right, representing Maturino Esports, it is Future. And down here, his opponent from the past two games, able to get the best of him in game 2, falling to him in game 1. Looking to take the series, it is soO. I suppose it isn't really fair to say that either player's looking more or less to take the series. I feel like both of them are really eager to take the series. Already another Overlord coming out, and it looks like it's going to be a pull first out of soO. It is going to be a no scout for the time being out of Future, which could potentially be a really struggle for him, as this early pull signals some zergling harass. At this particular point in time, nothing really major has happened to shake it up too much. But I feel like that lack of scouting out of Future is what soO is counting on. He's going to try to get some links across the map early before soO can really get a scout off. And this Overlord is going to fly across, going to try to get some confirmation on the natural. This Overlord going to be flying over here. Going to be looking for proxies and 6 leg startup for soO. Already an early Roach Warren, so that's just some Roach Warren harass over here in the near future. Pun fully intended. Intend your puns, folks. 6lings looks like they're going to be put over here, and this command center is going to be placed on point on the low ground. So it looks like these links are going to be there in time to keep a harass on the SCV. Going to keep an eye on it. Going to try to make sure it doesn't go up. Doesn't really go up. So Reaper coming across, going to scout a finishing up hatchery. And what else? 2 roaches start up. Already 2 lings coming in. Going to try to catch this SCV as it's building. It's going to stop. Quick reaction out of Future. 4 SCVs being pulled. I feel like he's been through this multiple times before. It just feels like one of those things where just watching him, you just feel like he's been through it before. And these 2 Marines are going to really go down, and that's going to provide a real pain for Future. These links going to try to chase down this SCV, unfinished command center. Going to really be buying time for soO to get more drones, pull ahead, and workers are already closing that gap, having 19 workers to Future's 21. And it looks like Future's going to be able to finish up this low ground command center without any future issues. Sling gonna not be able to get out of here. Doesn't look like. Nope, it is going to get out of here. But it decides it wants another piece, and it starts to go back in. The Cyclone starting up for Future. 2 Marines going to bravely walk out, see 2 Ravagers, and say they don't get paid enough for this. Is going to lift up, going to walk over. These four CVs going to be pulled to repair this. He's going to try to, soO's going to try to bile these SCVs, but he isn't going to catch them. Quick reaction out of Future, seeing that full bunker, a Cyclone coming out. He's going to try to get that. He's going to put some damage on it, but not before some damage gets put down on it. And that's going to be a relatively even setup for both players. As soon as the second Cyclone comes out, I think it's hell. Already a fully saturated natural for soO, who's pulling ahead 9 workers. I think this is going to be a very soO-favored beginning. We'll see what the middle has in store for us. Link speed already halfway done. And nothing really more. These creep 2 are going to be placed to connect the creep between the bases. These Overlords positioned to get more vision on what's going on in the map. So Overlord going to come down, going to put a supply block on soO, but he's already started up a round of links and 2 Overlords, so he's not going to be supply blocked for very long. So I'm going to be scouting around, going to try to keep an eye on whether or not Future takes his turn in the next 3 minutes. And a command center on the high ground confirms that Future is going to be trying to play a macro game. It is going to try to be a battle mech, and more Ravagers being morphed. A few more links coming out, a few more drones, a few more overlords. Already the worker gap going to be closed, but soO firmly holds a army gap, or army lead. Already a pretty nice trade for Future to start this off. Going to be able to catch a few links. Nothing really major, but every little bit counts, especially in these small scale scenarios. More links coming across, and back home we have more drones. Evo chamber coming down, a third being saturated, and soO pulling ahead again, 6 workers. And this army repositioning going to try to come up here towards the front. It looks like it's going to chill out here near the forward base of Future. This SCV going to be escorted towards the third, which has already landed. And this Marine going to find out the hard way, going to be sacrificed to find out that soO had not in fact gone home, and these Ravagers are going to come back home. And let's see what the follow-up is. More factories coming out, more Hellions, more Cyclones, Blue Flame almost finished, and another command center coming down. On the other side, soO's going to be breaking down these rocks, going to try to open up the map a little bit. It's going to be taking a fourth, going to be grabbing +1 missile and an infestation pit. I'm sorry, I had to yawn there for a second. And it looks like soO's going to be opening up the map a good bit more. Meanwhile, for Future, more Cyclones, more Hellions coming up, some Siege Tanks coming out. Probably expecting a lot of Roach Ravager. At least one Infestor coming out. It looks like a second Infestor is going to be popping out for Future, or for soO. Future, the Zerg player. We don't know what happened, but he and soO swapped places magically within this match. But this is going to be really rough. Oh my god! You know, it seems like just one of those things where you can see that 1,000 times, and it's just astonishing each time how much damage Blue Flame does to Zerglings. It's just, oh my god. 2 more Ravagers going to be morphed. It looks like 36 more links to the production tab. I am not going to try to look at each hatchery to keep account of those. Already a scan coming down at the front over here. Some roaches going to come down going to go down on soO's side. These Cyclones really putting in the work. But soO has a trick up his sleeve. So the reason why Cyclones and the like are so strong against Roaches and Ravagers and whatnot are because when they get in raid, Roaches especially, because they don't, their lock-on outranges a Roach by about 3. And that being able to lock on and be able to flee without taking any damage with perfect micro really affords it a lot of mobility, a lot of damage, and makes it really difficult for a Zerg to defend. The siege tanks coming out, it's going to pretty much ensure that Ravagers are going to be needed throughout each battle that soO and Future engage in the near future. Already a 5th coming down here at the corner. Some Roaches going to be positioning over here. Some Links going to be over here. Going to send out some scouting units. This Roach is just going to be barely outside of the sensor tower range. And this Ling is going to stare at that barracks. It's going to wonder, well, I mean, we locked up and shoot on Protoss ships. I wonder how barracks tastes. Oh, and he gets Ed. And with that scout, soO's going to reposition here over towards the middle, going to try to catch a lot of this army. Gonna get a Hellion and a Cyclone, gonna get another Cyclone, and gonna get another Hellion. And I feel like soO did a lot of damage, but also took a lot of damage, but it doesn't really matter much because he has a massive bank just gathering up. Some Corruptors being rallied in over here, already back at home. A Greater Spire finishing up, Burrow being finished up, and a bunch of Broodlords being formed. At this point, Future is on the clock, and I feel like he knows that this 2 Infestor is going to be able to provide a lot of support for soO to get these Broodlords out, but I don't think it's going to be enough time. Already a Link backstab coming in here, going to catch a tank, but not much more. And over here at the front, the Queen's going to come down, but these Broodlords positioning forward are really going to put a halt to Future's plan. And at home, what have we got? We've got more Thors starting up, more Hellions, tank is just coming out, and a couple of Starports. But this army is not in a good position. It's gonna get cornered. Already all the Cyclones coming down. That means all the anti-air for Future is going to go down. That's going to be really rough as this army is cornered. These Broodlords are going to be positioned forward. Cyclone is going to be even in a worse position as these Broodlords just shell away at them from a distance. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, these Roaches and Lynx are going to try to catch these siege tanks off. Catch these siege tanks over to the side here. These siege tanks are going to get a lot of damage done, but not before they all die. That's going to be really rough for Future, who already loses his sensor tower, so he doesn't know how much is coming across the map for soO. Already on the other side, another orbital going down. And over here, Future is going to try to stage a desperate defense, but this Roach Ravager is going to be dealing a lot of damage. These bios coming down to these Thors is huge, but on the other side, these Broodlords are just wreaking absolute havoc. Mass repair is not happening on this planetary fortress, but I feel like Future is in panic mode over here, trying to micro these Thors out of the biles. A lot of SCVs going down. 27 SCVs. A scan going to be coming down. More bios going to try to split up against these, but it's not going to be able to dodge all of them. Meanwhile, on the other side, he's going to start mass repairing this planetary. It's starting to look really dire for Future. Meanwhile, soO is just doing this with ease and forces Future to tap out. GG, well played both players, and that was absolutely freaking well played by Future and soO. Surprise Broodlord transition, and that is going to end the series for Future and soO as soO advances on to the finals. Hope you all enjoyed that, and next week I'm going to release another episode of the Links of Liberty, but enough about that, you know, because that was an awesome series. Hope you all enjoyed that. Hope you all have a wonderful night, drink some water, hug your mother, and I hope to see you the next time I cast in the KSL. Which is hopefully tomorrow, assuming everything goes to plan. Don't really see much that could go wrong unless everything just magically blows up. But, you know, here's hoping that doesn't happen. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and have a good one.